Kings of Florida, the number 5 seed. The Blazers, number 12. I'll tell you what, the Blazers have had a couple good wins here. Didn't know much about them. There's some teams that come here, they're not well as known as some of the other teams, but they've done a nice job and they've gotten to Sunday's games. That is a high throw off. It isn't far, but it is high.
That was a muffed throw from Darius. I've seen him throw the ball off, I don't know, 65, 70 times, and I've never seen him do that.
And that was short, but super duper high.
He typically throws it really high to about the 4-yard line. And in our game against them a couple years ago, we had 1st and 40 twice. He threw the ball so well down to the 10-yard line. That is a good start for the Blazers to not be pinned deep in their own territory.
No, actually, yeah, exactly. Like a good field position. Well, the Blazers guys hail from the East Coast, from New York, New Jersey area.
Cover 2 here being shown by Kings of Florida.
Looks, he throws over the middle, fastball, oh, and dropped. Oh man, threw a fastball over the middle, that should be caught.
Yeah, what's been interesting about Kings of Florida early on in this tournament is they tend to be known for playing man a lot, and they have been working on this cover 2 zone, which is not something they typically play. They talked about it yesterday, they're working on it today. I think they view this as a work in progress for the future. Let's see how it develops in today's game.
Got a little breeze going right now. I believe that's Rob Lane at quarterback for 0 for the Blazers. Looks, throws deep middle. This time it is just a little bit short and incomplete.
That's the right read in the cover 2. He has a post route, he has it open, that ball just needs to be put out in front, and it would have been a completion. Instead, it's a little behind. He knows it. You can see he's frustrated. When you're playing a team with the talent of Kings of Florida, you have to hit those throws.
By the way, Rob Lane played at Wake Forest, West Virginia, and was in camps with Washington and the Giants.
Ball was just behind him right there, Adam. Otherwise, that's a big completion for a 1st down. Now you're going to expect a blitz from Kings of Florida. It's 3rd down to the 50.
That pass was Delray Mars, has already got 2 targets the first drive. So this is about Rob Lane. He's got some juice in that arm there, his right arm. He's blitzed, throws short, going for the double pass here. Complete, they missed the flag. No, they got the flagpole, good flagpole.
That's one thing you'll see, Adam, amongst the best teams is they're going to make a much higher percentage of flag pulls. They're not going to allow teams to take 5-yard passes and turn them to 30. It's now 4th and long. Immediate blitz pressure on both quarterbacks from Kings of Florida. That's the right technique. They played zone behind it. They get the flagpole. Now I'm seeing a punt, the early punt here from the Blazers.
Rock McCarter with the catch.
Again, Kings of Florida still doing a lot of talking to each other on defense. They're really trying to work out how they want to play that zone. It is something different for them in this tournament. DRC does not always play defense, which is sometimes confusing to everyone.
You would think, right? You would think he'd play corner.
But he typically is a backup on defense, and he'll sometimes play receiver. Right now, he's on kick return.
Here's the punt. A high one. Ahmad Abdallah was the punt. Kings of Florida will get their first series here, and let's see what they can get done here.
And you will see some familiar faces on offense, typically associated with fighting cancer.
Yeah, so can you explain? So they had a little bit of a split, huh, James?
They had a bit of a split. Perhaps they can tell the story better than I will, but in general, the guys from Florida have largely left fighting cancer and started this team, and that's what you're seeing right now. Is a lot of the guys are playing on the Florida team, and you've been used to seeing him, TB, Darius, Nate, on fighting cancer, and here they are on Kings of Florida.
They are the blue team. Axel is the quarterback, number 99. Marcus Axel. Pumps, looks, going deep on the first play, and it is Incomplete. Good effort by both guys on offense and defense.
And that was a deep pass to DRC, who likes to run go routes. They did that same exact play yesterday. Hit it for a touchdown.
He's long and he could run. Let's see this play again, because I'll tell you what, that is high, almost like a punt. Yep, great concentration here.
It's great
both guys got up, yep, both guys got up. And good job by DRC, almost reeled it in.
That's great defense
deflection.
twice, actually. He stuck with that and knocked it out of DRC on the deflection. You're gonna see a lot of wide open athletic play from Kings of Florida. They don't have a playbook, they'll call plays. Oftentimes, really what's happening is their quarterback, Mark, wants to juke a rusher. If the Blazers have done their homework, they're not gonna rush Mark pretty much ever unless he receives a handoff, and I would expect him to receive handoffs in this game at some point.
Let's see what Axel does. Number 99, the quarterback, looks. Throws short. Did he have it? Nope, incomplete. Incomplete to number 8, Terrence Bunning. We know Terrence Bunning very well because he used to be on Fighting Cancer.
Yeah, two-time champion here in the AFFL.
Remember him from the Florham Park, New Jersey regional 2 years ago.
Now, normally, Adam, you would totally expect a blitz here. Again, if I'm the Blazers, I am not blitzing. It's a handoff formation. Now you have to. You don't want to bring one here. One is not what you want to do.
Throws it back. Dip. They missed the flagpole. The defender falls. Here we go. There you got it. 30 gets it.
And what's interesting right now about this is I don't want to go too much on a speculative limb, but I would say that KOF is practicing right now. When they get into serious mode, you're going to see handoffs on almost every play to Mark. Their quarterback is a runner, primarily known for running. Of course, he can throw. He's got a good arm.
Nice move by Mike Roberson on the run after the catch. Good job by him.
But right now, even on that play, there's no actual handoff, and it's not to him. So I think they're going to try. They're trying to work on things for the future, and it's, you know, the opening series here, so let that soak in.
The Blazers have at least 5 players that have played college football or higher, so they've got talent, but they've got to put it together. And King of Florida right on the move here. Axel's got 3 right, 2 left. Looks, throws short, complete. On the toss. Did they miss the flag? Yes, they did. Now they got it.
And again, the best teams pull flags. That's a 4-yard gain, and instead it's a 14-yard gain. And that kind of yard after catch will change what happens. It's a 2-yard pass. It's a good quick pitch. They're there. Look, there's 3 players there, Adam. We can see on the replay.
Shows the flag.
Nobody gets the flag.
Belt show, and he misses it.
Oftentimes people miss flags because they either close their eyes or they pull up. And really, you want to pull a flag just like you tackle someone. Keep your eyes on the hips. Keep both hands on the hips. Pull down and pull hard.
Folks, you can follow the action on the AFFL Go app like we have. Keeps stats, how many blitzes are left, how much time's left, how many timeouts you got left. Also, you could go to our YouTube page if you want to see our highlights, see previous games from regionals in the past years, and so many great games from Florham Park, New Jersey. You and I call them, James. Unfortunately, heartbreak for you. But
yeah, I'm never going to live that one down.
That was
but
one of the toughest losses in AFFL history.
It was a great game.
Yeah,
it was a great game.
For
you know,
sure. You were part of it.
Yeah,
coaching. Throw over the middle, and it is
touchdown.
A touchdown. 6 points for the Kings of Florida. Great throw by Axel, and a tremendous catch on an absolute fastball by Amon Claiborne.
Amon Claiborne played in the NFL. And there's a fake handoff. He's wide open.
Sees him right open.
Good catch.
Good, nice hard throw right over the middle. Got through there.
Yeah, Mark has
6.
Plenty of arm strength. Plenty of arm strength, without a doubt. And again, Kings of Florida will rotate pretty much everyone at all sorts of different positions. It's really hard to even button down who their offense will be at any given time. That's half the fun with them.
Axel now on the conversion of 5. Handoff back to Axel. Fakes, throws, as you said, he runs.
Yeah, that's what he does best.
They're gonna count it now. Was there a stoppage play? See what we got here.
Seems like it's going to be on the Blazers based on body language.
I guess we're counting that one or not?
We're counting that one, 7-0.
All right, with the score 7-0, Kings of Florida on top over the Blazers. Let's take time out. Welcome back to the American Flag Football League's round of 16. Kings of Florida now up on top. They scored first, 7-0 over the Blazers. KOF, the number 5 seed, the Blazers number 12. A high kickoff. Pretty decent field position, James DiVirgilio.
Yeah, another short throw from Darius. I'm beginning to wonder if his arm is all right. That's 2 in a row. That again, that's unusual for him.
Just a minute, we're going to welcome in our leader, the CEO of the AFFL, Jeff Lewis, in just a second. But James, now, if you're the Blazers, okay, you're down 7-0. Still plenty of time left in the first quarter. What are you trying to accomplish here?
Well, you need to drive and score. I think right now, Rob probably feels okay. He missed a post route to an open receiver. He's faced this kind of pressure before, being a college quarterback. This is not new to him with the athletes he's facing, but he knows he can't miss this drive. This has to be a good drive for them. They can't get behind the 8 ball here. 2 scores early.
Rob Lane, the quarterback here, number 0. He's got a good arm. They're not blitzing. Needs to get rid of. He does. Short and complete.
There's just so much experience on this Kings of Florida team, Adam, and you're seeing that with flag pulling, with shifting. There they changed their zone from a cover 2 to essentially a 6-1, if you will. They had 6 defenders across, 1 safety. So they will shift their zones. They will communicate well. They can play man. There's really nothing they cannot do athletically on the field. They're going to put a lot of pressure on you as an offense to complete good passes into tight windows. You're not going to get a lot of free yardage on
that catch by Justin Laguna, his first of the day. Lane looks, he's not blitzed. He's got plenty of time. Needs to get rid of it. Throws it deep over the middle. And it's caught. Beautiful route. Excellent route.
It's incomplete.
Excellent catch.
He threw it wide.
By number 9.
Ball came out late. He has him here again, Adam, but that's the thing about playing a team like KOF is you doubt yourself. He had that coming open right away. It was a really nice corner route. Throws the ball late, throws him out of bounds, and another missed opportunity.
It's too bad. Shoots himself in the foot. Great route, but he's out of bounds. Too bad.
Yeah, I mean, he had him. It was a great...
Devon White, excellent catch, excellent route, but he's out of bounds.
Great play call, great route. He stemmed inside, which had the corner drop him, and then ran to the corner where the safety couldn't get it. That ball was thrown earlier. He's got a completion.
All right, 3rd and 19 now for the Blazers. Missed opportunity, but they got another one here.
Yeah, blitz situation right now for Kings of Florida.
Yep.
Last time they shot the quarterback and the double right away. Looks like the same setup here.
Deep over the middle, and it's caught, and it is intercepted, my friend.
So
James,
what
happened there?
That was man-to-man defense, single high safety. Again, that's actually the right read. It's just a bad ball. His receiver wins off the line. It's a very small window. He did have that window, and you can see he's very frustrated with himself, but this is what an athletic team does. The windows are very, very small. So take a look here. His receiver wins off the line. He has space. You can see it right there. Ball's just overthrown.
Score is 7-0. Kings of Florida in control right now, off the turnover, on a really good field position here. See if they can take advantage. Will they get Dominic Rogers-Cabardi again at receiver? We shall see.
Yeah, he's out there right now, far side of your screen.
Yep. DRC's going deep. He's running a 9 route. There it is. What an effort. Did he catch it? Did he catch it?
He did. He did. Touchdown.
Yes, he did. On the 9 route, a fly route, James. When I'm seeing it in the air, I'm like, oh boy, this could be interesting. He might be in his 30s, but he could still run.
Oh, he can run and he can catch. Look, he played DB.
Wow.
Just remember that when you watch this
By the
highlight.
way, is that a 7-pointer?
That is a 7-pointer.
Yes, it is. Over 50 yards is a 7-pointer, folks. Let's see it again.
Straight go, straight 9, nothing to it.
Little hand fighting, and he just got it. The defender just missed it. Watch it again, folks. Look at the trajectory of the ball. Oh, and he held on and he flipped over.
And again,
he held it. Great job.
That's a DB.
Awesome.
Not
Absolutely
a receiver
awesome.
in the NFL.
Awesome.
And that's how you make the Pro Bowl as a DB.
That was incredible.
in the
We're going to
NFL.
welcome Jeff Lewis into the second quarter. What a way to end this quarter, folks.
Yeah.
Wow.
The thing is, the Blazers knew that was coming. That wasn't a surprise. He was 12 yards off on the snap. He was playing
I'm going,
go route.
and I'm playing too deep. I am not letting that get over the defender's head. Look, he was there, though. I'll say this. The defender was there. You got to knock that ball down.
It's just that you're not used to. I mean, DRC ran a 4.29 in his heyday. He probably still runs a 4.4, and he's got long strides. And catch the ball like that, that's just tough.
Throw back to Axel. Throws over the middle. A fastball. I don't know who that was supposed to be, but it still went to 7 and completed for the extra point because they had a guy in the back. Roberson gets it. It's 15-0 now. 15-0. What a great extra point with the score. The Kings of Florida 15, the Blazers nothing. Let's take timeout. Welcome back, everyone. American Flag Football League, round of 16. Adam Kaplan, James DiVirgilio, and our team leader, the AFFL CEO, Jeff Lewis. Jeff, welcome to the set, my friend.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good to see you. We're well, and this is it. It's interesting. Since I've known you, you'll see every once in a while, Levin, a guy who played in the NFL was pretty good. But we got Dominique Rogers-Cromartie, DRC. Jeff, how about that pass and throw and run and catch?
One of the amazing things about the guys that have played in the NFL, right, is they were all probably playing both ways when they were 15. They were by so much the best athlete on their, high school team, right? That they were just really never leaving the field. J.R. Smith, the NBA player.
He kept his shirt on, yes.
We tried to convince him to play, actually.
Did you?
And J.R. Actually received a scholarship offer from the from University of Miami.
To play football?
Before he decided to make the better
Did not know
financial
that.
decision and go into the National
That's a good
Basketball
nugget.
Association.
Nice. How about that?
But it's very common.
Two-sport player.
Yep. And he was a two-way player. He played wide receiver and he played defensive back.
All right, Rob Lane, the quarterback. That is a 9 route, and that is unfortunately overthrown.
And he actually had that again. That's the third throw now that he has had his receiver with separation. He's going to want all of these back. These are hard throws, as we mentioned. They're small windows, but that throw is available if he can put that there.
I just don't think he's accustomed to seeing the windows be this small. He hasn't played against anybody with this kind of closing acceleration.
No, and really, nobody in flag football has the speed they have. You could argue that maybe they don't have DBs across the board, that you might be able to get them off the line. But as you mentioned, Jeff, their makeup speed, their speed across the field is so fast that the windows are just a lot smaller. And you feel that as a quarterback. You know every throw has to be really, really good.
So has this incarnation of Kings of Florida, Superfly, ever played fighting cancer?
I don't know if this exact incarnation.
Not this exact team.
And
right.
fighting cancer really since the AFFL didn't play in any tournaments. They would play with all sorts of different teams, but they weren't entering as fighting cancer in any AFFL style or other things, whereas Kings of Florida was. So to my knowledge, the answer is no, of course. And if you look at your bracket and they continue to win, they will meet in the Final Four, which would be a fascinating matchup should that happen. But let's not get ahead of ourselves because
yes, exactly.
A lot of game left here. Here comes a blitz.
Lane throws over the middle, too high and a little bit. He turned his body, which we've seen here. Some of these quarterbacks.
I mean, he did the right thing. He sets his feet. He evades the rush. He creates space. He has his receiver. There it is. He sets his feet.
Threw off his back foot.
Again, that rusher is probably coming just a
good
step
pressure,
quicker than what he's used to. And that one step messes up his throw. He had everything right. Good play call, open receiver.
This reminds me a little bit of my alma mater, Cornell, one year made the Sweet 16 in the NCAA basketball tournament, and they were matched up with the Kentucky Wildcats, where the entire starting five ended up in the NBA. And Cornell that year was the #1 three-point shooting team in the country. But they never had so many hands in their face. The guy felt like he was open, he was setting himself to shoot, and all of a sudden he's covered. It was just the speed that they would close on them. They never saw it before, so they were totally out of kilter, even though they were a very good shooting team. And I think that's what we're seeing here is these guys just, the spaces are too small, the time is just too short.
That's exactly right, and that's what makes this style particularly interesting with the AFFL is you do get the 2 seconds to be able to throw vertical routes. A lot of the style that KOF will play, or Superfly, or the variety of teams these guys will play on, is a much quicker style where the ball comes out faster. And a lot of them are adjusting to covering all the way down the field, which I think is why in this game you're not seeing them onside kick. I think they're trying to get defensive reps for the future here.
Pass is incomplete. And
Again,
and you got the change over here. Boy, they really needed that, and they couldn't get it done.
And that's everything they wanted. Superfly blew that call. They weren't ready. They didn't have the guy on the handoff. He's able to free run. He has a free receiver on a simple hitch route. And if you want to compete with a team like KOF,
but should he have just kept the ball and taken the first down?
Well, you know, I think he's wide open there. And who knows if he's going to get the first down, right? The guy chasing him down is definitely quicker than him. But that's why you're in that throwback quarterback role. Those are the throws you ask a throwback quarterback or a dual quarterback to make, are out routes, drag routes. That's a simple throw to a wide open big receiver. But again, you feel the pressure. You know a quick guy's coming at you. And this is a horrible start for the Blazers.
All right, here we go. Axel back at quarterback. They're already out in control. Kings of Florida are up 15-0.
DRC back on offense.
I'm pretty sure DRC, yep.
And he just moved. He also just moved.
He was lined up off sides.
Yes.
Yep.
Just about to say that.
Well, he's not used to lining up on this side of the ball.
Start. On the offense. Lost it down, second down.
I'm also pretty sure, Adam, that DRC was telling the corner not to worry on that play because he wasn't even going to run a route. And he was in the process of doing that when the ball got snapped, and he was lined up off sides.
That's awesome.
Professional courtesy.
I think so. Yes, the Kings of Florida, they like to talk a lot of trash. Generally good-natured, but they certainly enjoy dialoguing with the other team.
No one does it like TMT, the money team. Nobody. The best in AFFL history at trash talk.
Oh, hands down. If there was a trash talking tournament,
But
they're winning it.
As I was talking to Fresh Franklin about yesterday, though, when they get down, though, it's a different story. They are front-running.
No, they're still
best.
talking trash. They're just talking to each other.
Yeah, to each other, right? They go after each other. Jeff, you're
There's
exactly
a blitz.
right.
Here we go. Let's see what happens
Axel
here.
blitzed, dances around, goes right, needs help, throws short, complete. Nice job. Right after the catch, real nice job.
And again, if I'm the Blazers and there's no throwback guy, I am not blitzing Mark unless I think I have a superhero at rusher.
Darius Davis on the catch and run. Nice job there. Good throw by Axel, the quarterback, number 99. Here's the play again. Axel's got great feet. That's the thing for a guy as big as he is, he can move.
Yeah, he likes to get you stopped and then restart, stop, restart. He's excellent at that. And he's going to be much quicker than almost anybody if it's a stop, start race.
Inside the 9-minute mark of the first half, Kings of Florida in control, up 15-0. Axel, the quarterback, throws short, complete, little dip and a jump.
Nice flagpole.
Yep.
Second down now and goal. This is going to be a critical drive here for the Blazers. They have blitzes remaining. Again, do you blitz? That's the problem when you face a team like this. Typically, you're going to think about blitzing, dying on the hill, stopping them here. It's a whole different situation when you're facing an athlete like Mark.
Terrence Bunning on the catch and run there, former fighting cancer player, now on the Kings of Florida. Kings of Florida, the number 5 seed, the Blazers, number 12. Rogers Camardi on the left, far left. Axel looks right, looks, throws over the middle and incomplete. Incomplete. Deflection, good defense by the Blazers.
The Blazers came in after 2 seconds there, so they're increasing in their aggression on the backfield against Mark. Mark opted to throw into a tight and contested window, and now it's third down, so this is huge,
Big play coming up,
for the Blazers here. It looks like they're content to try to rush him one-on-one, and that generally is a really bad idea. I would expect Mark to run here if he's blitzed. He might, in fact, just take a handoff. Let's see.
Axel fakes, no, he gives the handoff to 7. Roberson goes down the right sideline. Be fourth down.
Play of the game so far, right
Fourth and
here.
goal right here. They got to stop, and you're absolutely right.
Let's see if they blitz. I would not blitz unless I'm sending 2.
Axel down, fakes the handoff, looks, pumps, throws, complete, great throw and a great catch. Great throw. Mike Roberson, another catch. He's had a bunch of catches in the first half. Great job by Mike.
Yeah, that's great hands. That's not an easy catch. I like what the Blazers did there. They didn't blitz.
Awesome job of Roberson with the concentration, because Axel threw an absolute fastball, and here it is.
They didn't blitz. They were content to let Mark play quarterback. I think that's the right decision.
Oh, great catch.
That's a great play.
Yep.
Again, you don't have great choices there. He can throw and he can run.
They're up now 21-0. Extra point pending. Mike Roberson 2 for 50. Great job by Mike so far, and a touchdown. Axel looks, throws to the corner, and he is in. Yet another executed play, James G. Virgilio. With the score, the Kings of Florida 22, Blazers nothing. Let's take timeout. Welcome back, everyone. The AFFL round of 16. Adam Kaplan, James D. Virgilio, and Jeff Lewis here with you.
That's a little better.
Pretty good throw.
Well, that was
there.
a little more like it.
Yep, real good throw. Tremendous, actually. Right, that was about 70 yards in the air.
On the 1 yard line.
Great throw.
Yeah, with KOF, and Jeff and I were just talking about this, it's really interesting. They're such a confident team that you can't really be sure if they're working on things when Darius is throwing the ball short. Do they want to play defense in a tougher situation? Are they trying to simulate things? Yesterday during their game, they had a lot of discussions about onside kicking, and half the team said we need practice on defense, and the other said, well, let's just blow them out. And it looks like today they've committed to playing defense. They want to get defensive reps before they head to Houston. This looks like a concerted effort. Otherwise, if they were in a regular tournament here, Adam, they'd be going onside kick every time. Again, their general goal is just to demoralize you. And they're not doing it now, which I have to believe is to get some points.
And this is a must-score possession for the Blazers, down 22-0. They must score here. Tell you what, as a matter of fact, I would matriculate it downfield, take as much time off, and don't give it back to the Superfly, and go into the half with a score, and just feel like you got a chance.
Oh, yeah, you have to score. That's like the most obvious commentator comment, right?
Yep,
hey, you have to score here, but
down 22 points, you got to do it.
Completely true, and that's what they were going to tell each other on the sideline. We have to have a drive here, guys. We have to put the ball in the end zone.
Yep. On the handoff and the throw.
Pick.
But a pick, oh boy.
That will cut their defensive practice short, won't it?
Yeah.
It will, but it's a good rep, though. A pick is a good rep.
You'll take it.
And that time they were ready for the handoff. That was probably this is a miscalculation.
Laguna with the throw.
And you can
And
see
it's
that
short.
that's a tiny window. He's not a natural thrower. You got him with the handoff last time. You think maybe they're asleep on it, but in reality, they just miscommunicated. This time they're ready for it, and that leads to an interception.
And the pick by Avery Nellums, number 11.
So will these guys be very familiar with the quarterback for YTG? Will they have played against him a lot?
I would imagine they probably have not, but I don't know how much YTG plays in the same circuit. Certainly this team has played in every tournament everywhere. They've played in tons of Texas tournaments.
And how about
this
that
team being KOF?
How about your Tex Gurus coming out of nowhere? What a great performance they've had here all week. Really good, great job. One of the biggest surprises. Over the middle, great throw and a great catch. What a tremendous throw and a great catch.
Great catch by
wow.
TV. That's a nice rush.
Terrence Bunning.
That's the kind of throw that you want Mark to make. He will put balls up. He's not a guy who's going to not put balls up. He's going to give his guys a chance to make a play.
He's doing a great job today, though. This is an amazing throw. Yeah. Watch this.
And again, he's
pressured, holds, and throws off his back foot.
It's a great play.
Great throw, great catch
window.
by Bunning.
Fantastic catch.
But it's interesting, James, you see that there for sure, that he likes to get the defender stopped because he feels like he's so much quicker that when they start moving again, it's to his enormous advantage.
Yeah, he plays that really well. A lot of the leagues he plays in, he gets rushed right away, so he's used to a rusher coming at him. That's not anything new for him. In fact, I would say he prefers that.
Sure, complete to
That's
Bunting.
A huge win for the Blazers. That's almost a 0-yard gain. That's a good rush by number 30. And unfortunately, it looks like number 30 may have hurt himself.
That'll be the Kings of Florida's timeout there.
Well, James, you talk about the technique of going after the quarterback. You see some guys are a little out of control, moving a little bit too quickly, sort of vertically, which really gives the quarterback a tremendous advantage. It's almost like picking up a guard, bringing the ball up in a basketball game, right? You have to be broken down, under control, and kind of, you know, balanced in that attack, right?
Yeah.
You can't just be sort of freewheeling it.
Right, the key is definitely balance, and you really want to try to keep your feet not outside your own shoulder width. What happens is if you get your feet too wide, you lose your ability to remain quick as a defender.
Great catch by Bunning.
Short.
Was he
He's short.
in?
He's short. He's in the 1.
He's right at the 1.
Nice
I
read,
heard,
nice
one,
Great
of the,
catch
I
by
heard one of the
Bunning.
players saying that his technique for rushing was to really try to keep his hands close to his body, to force to have it not be a lazy movement of your arms, but to force it to be a body movement to go get the flag, to go basically attack with your
They're
body
down
and
to
then
1.
use your arms when you get close, but to keep your arms kind of in tight to allow for better movement.
Yeah, that's true, and we'll talk
False
about that in a
start.
second. This is a huge false start here.
On the offense. Not all players were set prior to the snap.
Yep.
The down will count. What down?
Now you saw that they blitzed right there, and Mark was going to easily run in. And again, they're on the 1-yard line. Typically, you think we have to pressure him. If I am the Blazers, I'm sending 2 at Mark right now, and I'm playing 5 across. The center in the AFFL cannot go out for a pass, so there's still even numbers, but it looks like they're not going to do that.
2 blitzes left for the Blazers. They don't take it. Pumps, throws over the middle, and incomplete. Turnover
I
and downs. There
I
you
actually
go.
like that approach there because there's so much traffic in that end zone with the 7 defenders and the 5 targets, and he clearly is not a classical deliverer.
Here's the
of football.
replay.
No, and that's if you want to have and of course if KOF watches this broadcast, they'll be frustrated by this. But if you want to knock KOF in any way on the scouting report, what you say is their level of commitment to doing whatever they want doesn't always lead to the right thing. And of course, right there, you know, the right thing would have been to give Mark a handoff. There's nobody on the Blazers that could even touch him, and he'd have walked in the end zone. But he wants to pass, and he goes for it, and it's incomplete. Bad situation now for the Blazers. I expect a blitz from KOF. But back to what you said rushing-wise, Jeff, and this is important. Yeah, the rushers have to stay balanced. Any movement far outside your frame is going to lead you to be off balance if you have to react to a quarterback's movement. So you have to be in tight, center of gravity consistent so that you can explode with the offensive player's movements. It's very hard to do that.
James, what would you think of a bomb here? Because they're down 22-0 to get a 7-pointer. Not obviously at the 1 it's going to be hard to get 7, but keep going right before the 50 and go for a 7-pointer.
Yeah, they expected it. Well, they expected a blitz there and didn't get it, and that really ruined their entire play. And so that's I don't know if, you know, Kings of Florida did that on purpose as sort of a game theory move. You think I'm going to do this, and instead I'll do this. But either way, it confused Rob. A lot of frustration for Rob. You can't really just throw a bomb against a team like Superfly. I think you have to take what they give you. But with the clock running, I think
They're in trouble.
Blazers,
They're down 22-0.
the Blazers are thinking, let's just
Nothing.
not give them another score here. And I think that's what
Well,
you're
that was
seeing.
a huge win in the red zone there, right?
Yeah,
Yep,
big
that was
win.
great defense, yep.
And
They're playing the
that's-
string out. They're just taking their time here, so they're going to take it. Be down 3 scores.
Yeah, you're going to let this
But
out.
but as we know, though, guys, as we know, no score is ever safe in the AFFL. We've seen some crazy comebacks. Unfortunately, your Florida Fury team has been part of 2 of them. But you know as a coach,
Oh, I
you
know.
coach your team.
Well, the Blazers were the victims of a 24-point comeback a couple of years ago, late in the game. 8 points on a touchdown and 2-point conversion. Successful onside play. 8 points again. Successful onside play again. 8 points again. Went to overtime and lost.
It's unbelievable. That is the biggest comeback that we know of, right?
I think so.
You and I, Jeff, have seen a bunch. We've seen some crazy games.
Well, that's what's great. You know, Jeff, you and I have talked about this a lot. One of the frustrating things about the NFL or college football is when your team gets down and it's late, the odds of getting an onside kick are less than 6% nowadays. And it sort of feels hopeless, but you're close, and the team was close. And an onside kick's not a football play, really, but in this league, it's continual football plays.
Well, as you guys might not remember,
That's forward. That's forward.
Pass, that'll be forward lateral.
Either way, that's going to be the half.
as you might not remember, the folks who started the Alliance of American Football, the AAF,
Yep.
instituted the onside play. I think they did it from the 35. I mean, they obviously stole it from us. But, you know, what's the sincerest form of flattery, right? Imitation, right? So we've actually seen that in, you know, high-level tackle football, moving away from the kick to a traditional play.
All right, hold those thoughts, guys. With the score, KOF 22, the Blazers nothing. Let's take the timeout here for halftime. Welcome back, everyone, to the AFFL's round of 16 here at Grand Park Sports Campus in Westfield, Indiana, which is also the training camp home for the Indianapolis Colts. I'm Adam Kaplan. Alongside me is James D. Virgilio and AFFL CEO Jeff Lewis with you. Jeff, not only do we have satellite leagues, the AFFL, we've got youth leagues. Tell us about it.
Yep. So we started a youth league this year with our partner Austin Bradshaw, is one of the most experienced operators in youth football in the country. Our initial group of kids will be up in New England, and we're going to welcome operators from all over the country to join us. And one of the things about the rules, we might have a touchdown on
Might
that
have a
turn.
DRC
Not
seven-pointer.
That's definitely a touchdown. He's going to get a taunting
No, it's
call
not
there.
DRC,
No, not. He's going to get a taunting call for giving him the Tyreek Hill deuces.
but they'll take it.
You know, the
Ron Glover, number 2. Yep, Glover, former.
I would say that probably
Yes.
that might be the third run back of a throw off for a touchdown in over 600 games. It's a very rare play.
And as you mentioned, Adam, that is a former fighting cancer player right there for KOF, taking that one to the house. KOF is not going to care about that taunting penalty.
No. Up 29-0, extra point pending, absolutely.
So Adam, but
Yep,
about the
let's
youth
go back to
league,
the youth leagues. Yep.
the rules that we built for the adults from the beginning, we always had an eye towards that they would be easily adapted to kids.
The result of the play is a touchdown. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense during the return. On number 2, he'll be out for 2 plays. The Kings of Florida will play down 1 man for 2 plays.
All right, Jeff, so you were saying about the youth leagues?
Well, in every other sport, if you're a kid playing basketball and you turn on the Warriors playing against the Lakers, they're playing exactly the same game that you're playing. You turn on your kid playing baseball, you turn on the Yankees and the Red Sox, they're playing the same
5
game
on 5, 9
you're
on
playing.
9. Yep, sure.
And there are so many different styles of flag, and especially the youth thing is a mess. Every single town plays a different set of rules. And we feel like for the growth of the game, if what kids watch is also what they play, it makes flag more like other sports.
Axel throws in the end zone. Is it complete?
Touchdown. Great ball.
Yep,
Conversion.
conversion.
Oh, conversion,
Yep,
sorry.
conversion,
Yeah, you're
yep,
right. That's
yep.
a good ball.
Good throw.
And so, you know, we've already had kids playing under, you know, modified AFFL rules. So for younger kids, you play 5 on 5 across the field, 2 boxes, not 4, 3 and 6 seconds.
Oh, you're playing 2, but so you're giving. Are you giving? Is it a 50-yard field?
It's a 50-yard
Got
field.
it. Okay.
You know, think about it, basically the width of the field.
Makes sense for young kids.
And but it's the same construct, and the kids are telling us, "Gosh, it feels like we're playing real
Jeff,
football."
it's funny. I played flag in high school for 3 years, and I had not really seen it until I got involved with you guys. I did not realize how big flag is across our country. It's major, and with ladies too.
Absolutely. So obviously we'll have our women's division joining us in Houston this year. And there's a major push on right now to bring women and girls into football. You know, we attended about a month ago a tournament at MetLife Stadium where the Giants and Jets play that had boys teams and girls teams participating. And watching girls play, 10-year-old girls, 12-year-old girls play football, they look like your toddler the first time you give them candy. Like, how long have you had this? Why have you been keeping it from me? And where do I get more?
Wow.
Because they're so turned on, switched on, engaged. You know,
awesome.
playing soccer, volleyball, you know, field hockey. You know, the intensity of a football game is something that everybody wants to experience.
James, how did you learn about flag? You play as a kid? When did you start playing?
I actually did not play as a kid. It wasn't until college for me. At the University of Florida, I played my first intramural flag football game, which is how a lot of people get introduced to it across the country, is playing college. And you know, I fell in love with it. Obviously, I played a lot of football growing up and thought it was a great sport.
That was a very deep throw off, and it was not Darius.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, resting his arm, I think. But yeah, flag's a great sport, and I think what we talk a lot about with the AFFL is the AFFL feels the most to me, Jeff, like real football mixed with flag football in a way that's beneficial. And let's see what happens here with this injury. We've got a, he's getting up now.
Ooh.
Oh, he gets punched in the face there.
Inadvertent, unfortunately. He's just trying to gain leverage, and he hits the defender in the face, unfortunately. But
he's up.
He's up. He's all right.
But yeah, the AFFL rules, and I think a lot of the players would say the same thing. It does feel the most like playing football. You can bump and run. There's still contact allowed, but you're not obviously tackling each other, which some guys would say, and I know Michael Vick said this, was the greatest thing about playing. Is it was all the great things about football you loved, and none of the 2 or 3 days of your body being wrecked that you didn't love.
Well, Danny said to me after a game a couple years ago,
Danny Werfel.
Danny Werfel said, I woke up in the morning and I realized something was missing. Pain.
That's a good thing.
And DRC has said the same thing. If you ask DRC how he feels about flag, you know, he'll tell you he's having more fun playing flag football than he ever had playing in the NFL.
Rob Lane had him. He had his guy open.
When we played our original launch game, you know, that's got about 3 million views on YouTube with Mike Vick and Ocho and T.O. and all those guys. One of the guys who played was Nikita Whitlock, the old two-way player for the New York Giants.
Number 45, yeah.
A fullback and a nose tackle. It's a dessert topping and a floor wax. And Nikita, I said to him after the first practice game, I said, so what did you think of it? Did it feel like football? He goes, yeah. He goes, it was just better.
How about that? Whitlock said that, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. By the way, Jeff threw in a Saturday Night Live reference for those of you over 50. Just want to mention that.
Under 50, you mean?
And
no, that
No,
was
the people that are under 50 wouldn't get the
No,
reference.
the people who are over 50 would recognize it. You would have to be 50. And James is not close.
James did not
That
get
is
it.
Dan Aykroyd, by the way. That's not Dan Aykroyd, though. I love that. That's a great line. Oh, man. Rob Lane's the quarterback.
And Rob Lane has had, there you go.
Good
He
throw over
needs
the
that.
middle.
Let's get him on track now. You know, Rob Lane at least needs to have a second half to remember here. He's had chances to make plays. He's missed them all. That was his first on-tempo, nice ball into a tight window. Let's see if that gets him going here.
So can you think of another, you know, he played at some big colleges, right? Can you think of another high-level tackle football quarterback who had that kind of frame, that skinny?
Yeah, he's long, Rob Lane. In fact, I believe he might have been in the Arena Football League, too. I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's not many, but there are some. I think of Marshall's quarterback, Akeem Cato, who broke a lot of records there. He was very skinny, about the same size, actually, as Rob. But I think what's interesting about Rob, and I've never seen him play, I didn't see him play in college, I haven't seen him play flag yet, the ball does not spin out of his hand nicely. Like, nothing about him, this is no offense to him, looks like a guy who played at those schools.
No, we've had a lot of traditional D1 quarterbacks show up, guys from USC, UCLA, Syracuse, you know, and the ball's coming out straight over the top, spinning, you know, it's that seed
And
delivery.
here's why he didn't. We have it mixed up. Rob Lane did not play college football. It's Devon Brown, number 9. Because as you were talking, as I watch him throw, I'm like, there's no way he played college football. I've watched.
We'll have to catch that on the edit.
Yeah.
Well, and that makes sense because, again, this is no offense to him. Most flag football quarterbacks didn't, and they're really good, right? We watched Chris Hughes play, and he's fantastic.
Rob's a timing guy. Yeah, Rob's a timing guy.
I didn't play college football, and I fancy myself as a decent enough quarterback out there. But there is a difference. I think anyone's humble enough
Devon
to say.
Brown. Yeah, Devon Brown's number 9.
Right.
Yeah,
if you see a college quarterback at D1 level spin the football, the ball's flying out of his hand. There is nothing about it that would not look great.
We have a world champion with the Eagles, Dom Williams, whose team played over the weekend. He was a receiver at Eagles camp at 17. Devon Brown, now we have it. It's number 9, folks, for the Blazers.
Well, we were talking a little bit about the similarities of this to traditional football. And again, that was part of the construction of it. And so I asked DRC, does this feel like a real football game to you? He said, absolutely. And, you know, James, we were talking a little bit about the 7-on-7 world, which is essentially a practice preparation exercise. Touchdown?
Touchdown for the Blazers there.
They get on the
They're
board.
on the
Finally.
board.
There you go.
Take home present.
The bagel is gone.
Again, the game is not over theoretically. Talent-wise, they have a large deficit to overcome, but in this league, they can go onside kick, onside kick, onside kick, and as Jeff mentioned, the Blazers have been victim of one of the greatest comebacks in AFFL history.
We're only in the third quarter, number one. Number two, when the Blazers, Jeff, lost, were they down
24.
They were up 24 points? Okay.
Yeah, up 24 and they lost, and now they're on the other side.
Down 24. Yep.
There you go.
Yep,
so
that's why I asked.
they're going to, if anyone.
And it was about 10 minutes to go in the game, not 20.
Yeah, if
Right,
anyone
right.
believes it can happen, it's certainly them.
Sure.
They experienced it.
Rob Lane is the quarterback, number 0. Hands off to 12. Back to Lane. Did he get in?
No, he's got pulled.
Nope, got pulled. Score remains 30-6. With the score 30-6, Kings of Florida up. Let's take time out. All right, welcome back, guys. Blazers down 30-6, but they got their first touchdown, their first score, and they're going to go for an onside kick.
Onside play. Remember, we're not kicking anything here.
Correct. We don't call them kicks or punts here in the AFFL.
No. It is a punt. You're throwing the punt.
But you're not kicking it.
No.
Correct. So it's really not a punt. It's a throw. See?
You are right. It's correct. If we're going to get technical with the
Yeah,
jargon, it
see?
is a 4th down throw. Here we go, though. Onside play. This is big. They have to get to the 50-yard line. It's a normal football play. Any yards they gain will count. There's a blitz, which you'd expect.
over the middle.
Same exact pick we saw earlier.
Let's see, so Jeff, give our listeners an idea of the onside play. What's your thought process is there for 20 yards to get 20
Well,
yards?
I'm old enough, unfortunately, Adam, to remember when the NFL allowed teams to stack one side on an onside kick, and it was actually a very suspenseful play. You know, what was the Super Bowl? Where was it? Was it the Saints?
Surprise on Saints game. Yeah,
Right, the Saints
Colts,
came out
right.
at the beginning of the second half, totally surprised them, successful onside kick. But given the modifications now to the rules for onside kicks, the suspense has been completely wrung out of it. Now, it wasn't an option for us anyway because we don't have kickers. So we needed a way for teams to, to try to get the ball back, and we've seen now so many of these 2- and 3-score comebacks. It's clear that it's a good construction, that it's fun, and like James is saying, the play that you're asking the team to make is a standard football play. Wouldn't we like to see Pat Mahomes, if he scores with 45 seconds left in the game to go down 1 touchdown, try that 20-yard play to see if he could,
And you're
punch
keeping,
it in.
Jeff, and you're keeping the viewer's interest because and I understand the NFL has done it for safety reasons. Totally get it. But the play's useless now because the percentage was never high, but now it's less than 3%.
Yep.
I like this way. I like the way a lot. And it's not like you're asking them to get 50 yards. 20 yards is doable, James, right?
It is doable, especially in this league. I don't know what the NFL would choose to do, but we see a lot of onside conversions here. I'd be really curious, actually, Jeff, one day to get the numbers on what the percentage is.
I calculated the numbers in the first season, and I believe it was between like 15 and 20%.
Which is what you want, I think, if you're looking at a play.
Yeah.
You don't want it to be 40%
Right.
because then it becomes something you do all the time. It changes the game
Right.
too much. But you'd like a 1 in 5, 1 in 6 shot of
Right.
not being out of the game with a football play. I think it's one of the best things about the AFFL, and you'll see it on display frequently as we progress through this year's tournament.
Well, the Freaks are one of the teams that made it to the Final 8, the Freaks from Texas, and I think they probably go onside more often than they throw off, right? Almost regardless of the score or the situation in the game.
But
That's
back
a
to
great
Saxon,
rush.
he'll go.
That's
he'll
a
go
great
deep.
rush.
Hey!
Picked
pick.
off. There you
Great
go.
pickoff.
Big play. Nice interception.
And that is, if you want to put something on film, and I know that Kings of Florida is way up. Again, Mark was a Superfly forever. That is how you rush, Mark, right there.
Rock McCarter on the pick.
Fantastic rush. That's a pick generated by the rusher. The rusher is everything in flag football when you're going against a team who's got a quick quarterback. Let's take a look here. Watch the technique. He comes in, he's breaking down, he's breaking down, he's breaking down.
Great job by the defense.
And you
Made
can
him
see,
turn his body.
You can see, like we said, Jeff, he kept his feet underneath his shoulder width. He kept his arms inside. If he were to get really wide there, Mark would have restarted on him.
Then he's
He
out-
would
then he's
not-
off balance.
He was off, but
Yep.
he didn't. Perfect technique, way to break down. He was gaining ground slowly, forced a bad throw.
And he had to come in because of the handoff. Shutting off the 4-second clock, you can't wait.
Correct.
You can't give the
cannot
guy
wait.
10
That's
seconds.
perfect defense, and they're rewarded with a pick, and they're still in the game.
Yep. As we wind down the quarter here.
Got
We're
him.
deep for Bob.
There he
What a catch
is.
and run.
There he
Here we go.
is.
Here we go, folks. Great throw by Rob Lane. Best
And
throw
they're
of the
going to
day.
call holding on the defense, or perhaps a
tackle.
tackle, maybe?
Looked a little bit like a tackle.
I felt like he was maybe going for the flag. That he's got an injury too, which hopefully he'll be okay. That's a phenomenal catch.
Rashawn Sorrell. Sorrell with a catch, number 7.
I'd like to see a replay. I'm curious whether he tackled him or whether he was diving.
Great effort by Sorrell. Amazing outstretched catch.
So what's interesting here, Adam, is if they deem him a free runner, this would be ruled a touchdown. I can't imagine they would do that, though.
No, I don't think that's the
He
appropriate
was
call.
diving down on the ground.
Because he was on the ground.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. A tackle could be
The
called.
tackling a free runner penalty came because I was at my alma mater, Scarsdale High School, testing out rules. And a young man who was playing for the Scarsdale High School football team was helping us with this simulated game. And there was a free runner, and he considered tackling it. And then he stopped, and he looks at me, and he goes, "So what would have happened if I would have tackled him?" And I said, "I don't know, but it's going to be really, really bad." And that's why the rule is as severe as
Gotcha.
it is.
Gotcha.
All right, here we go.
Tackling a free runner on the defense. The offense has decided to take the 4-point play and receive a throw off. We'll now have a throw off. Here we go.
So
Right, so
explain
the
that.
the options are to start close to the goal line or to take 4 points and get the ball. So when you're down as much as they are,
Take the 4 and go back.
take the 4 and keep the ball.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. I like that, Jeff. I like
That
I
is
think the
definitely
great-
a tackle.
And guys, a very good job by the refs there to talk it over.
Yep.
They did a really good job.
That's right.
Now, obviously, Jeff, this is a situation where KOF could not choose to onside play this.
Correct.
Right, they have to
It was
throw
not-
this off.
Yes,
Correct.
yes.
No choice in the matter here.
Not a score.
You know, that's a big 4 points too. Because remember, 20 points is conceivably 2 scores. 7-point touchdowns,
Yep,
3-point
yep,
conversions.
yep.
So that little bit closer, very, very key.
And the thing is, for those guys to understand that, because we saw when we were in Florham Park, New Jersey, at the Justice Complex a couple years ago,
Oh,
time
no.
management and mistakes there. Uh-oh, what happened here?
Oh no, he threw a pitch and missed him by about 10 yards, and now they're starting with
Ball dies
really
there.
bad
Yep.
field
Once
position.
the ground hits the ground, it stays there. But you got to know what the situation is.
And actually, a better pitch there was some
He
daylight.
had space. It wasn't a bad idea. Just unfortunately sailed it, and now Rob has got
But when
work to do.
you talk about the difference between the top teams and the other teams. One of them is definitely the percentage of flags that they pull. But the quality
That'll
of
be the last play of the
pitches
quarter.
of the best teams. They
All right, guys, with the score, the Kings of Florida 30, the Blazers 10. Let's take time out. All right, we reached the start of the 4th quarter. Kings of Florida up 30-10. But the Blazers have some momentum, guys. Let's see if they can close the deal here. They got a ways to go, but the AFFL, we've seen crazy things happening.
The Blazers here are in this game. If you're at the field like we are, you can feel the momentum. The game has gotten tense again. Both teams know this does matter. Let's see what Rob can come up with here.
Lane looks, studies, looks. Over the middle and incomplete.
Great defense.
Incomplete. Yeah,
Yep.
good
Nothing
defense.
there.
Well covered.
So we were talking about that pitch though on the return. The best teams do very short pitches to guys who are in stride. They don't slow their guy down. They actually, the key thing on those pitches is to hit a guy in full gallop. And the best teams seem to know where each other are almost without even looking. And I often feel like the players on successful passes don't trail their teammates enough to give them the help, to create that sort of read option problem for the defender, right? The defender has to account for you if you're trailing your teammate there downfield.
Oh, no. What happened there?
No, he pulled
What
the
happened there?
I think he pulled the flag, and then the
He
guy
did, and
dropped
he
it.
just lost. You know, we've seen a lot of guys yesterday and today,
odd
Adam,
play. Yep.
dropping the ball on their own in the open field.
Trying to run with it.
Therefore, it's 4th down.
Yeah, ball's dead there.
And the reason that happens more in flag than tackle is really in flag football, you actually don't want to secure the ball. As you'll see here,
Oh, that got knocked out
Actually,
of his hand.
that should be an interception. The
No,
ball
that
came
got
out of his hand.
That got knocked out of his hand.
That ball should be an interception, should it not?
Well, I mean, yeah, you really can't knock it out of the guy's hand when he has control, and that's what I think is interesting about that. I'm glad that worked out the way that it worked out. I think that ball was forced out of his hand.
And again,
you
that's a
can't do
rule.
that
That's a
in this
rule
league.
because we were looking ahead to the kids, right?
I understand.
I don't necessarily have a problem with adults trying
Great
to strip
catch.
the ball.
Great play.
It's a
first
football
down.
play,
Yep.
right? I don't have a problem with it, but I don't want kids stripping the ball.
That is
And-
Devon Brown right there. Great catch.
And that's why we took that out.
Yeah, and it gets tricky. Most flag football leagues, you cannot strip the ball. So that's also a normal rule in the world of flag football. And, of course, in tackle, you're tackling somebody stripping the ball makes more sense. You get into flag guarding issues and a whole host of other things. So I think that makes sense.
All right, Blazers down 20 with the rock inside 13 minutes. Rob Lane goes deep
I don't
and
like
out of
that.
bounds. Why don't you like it?
Well, I mean, I liked what he's been doing, but that was a true force.
Yeah.
Right now, Kings of Florida is not rushing him anymore. They're backing off. They're playing 7 in coverage. He walked up to the line, which I liked. I liked everything about him walking to the line, attacking the line, but that route was not there. Moan Claiborne was on top of it. He still had time on the clock there. I'd like to see him gain positive yards. Again, every positive play at this stage is going to build momentum for the Blazers and take momentum away from KOF.
Well, the average play in the NFL gains about 5 yards. And the average play in this game, I'll calculate it at the end of the weekend, but I believe it's about 7 or 8 yards. And there you go.
That's the kind of pass I want to see him
And-
make right there.
and
You can
the
see a
fact
missed
is-
flagpole becomes 14. Now,
the
hopefully
teams-
that's not flag
The
guarding.
teams
Let's
that
see.
take those 10-yard plays that are sort of there and are patient,
Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Hold on, Jeff. There's a flag guard. It's going to be a loss of the next down.
but did he get the first down?
He did not.
Flag guard on the offense. Loss of the next down, ball be placed at the spot of the foul. 4th down.
And Jeff, one thing I want to say.
Well, let's talk about that rule for a second, Adam.
Sure.
So the reason for that, so in the AFFL, again, to speed up the game and to make it easier for kids to play it, we take the ball out of the referee's hands. We just play the next play from where we were or where we went. Okay, that's it. And so in that case, the only remedy that we could have that would penalize you is essentially the idea is, well, that if you hadn't flag guarded, the play would have been dead. Where you flag guarded. Great pull.
Great pull by DRC.
Was that DRC?
That was DRC.
Yes, it was.
So I guess when the game got a little tighter, they decided to have him play a little
I know, how about
defense.
that? Here it is. Here it is.
Man, this is so interesting. You know what's funny there is that was a pre-committed play to the throwback.
Wow.
Great effort. Wow. He's got long arms, by the way. That helps.
But the pre-snap action was great, actually.
4 flagpoles today. Hey, wait a minute. DRC's played on defense.
Yeah,
Jeff, what's going
he's
on
been
here?
mixing in and
4
out.
flagpoles.
He's not playing corner on defense. He's playing in the middle or safety.
But that was a super athletic
yeah,
play.
it's a great
obviously.
play.
The arms, the effort. Great
I
effort.
think Rob's going to wish he didn't throw that back to his duel. He actually got the action he wanted there. He got the rusher going the wrong way and had time. Either way, big stop. That was the momentum stop of the game thus far. But the Blazers are not out of it if they can get a stop of their own. It is 1st and long right now.
They would
for
really
KOF.
need a turnover is what they need to get the ball back quickly.
You've got Darius now at the main quarterback and Mark at the Delgado or the duel.
Good throw.
Again, you might interpret this as a little bit of
Darius
rehearsal,
Davis.
right?
Well, Darius plays quarterback on his own right a lot, and actually they'll put Mark at the duel if they want Mark to run around. So this is a different way for Mark to be able to run around, to sort of force a blitz action, just like fighting cancer would. There it is. There's your handoff.
Throws it over. Nice throw.
Nice clean
by
pass.
Axel.
But that produces the same problem that when Hoosh takes that handoff in the backfield, you really have to contend with
Same
a
problem.
lot of possibilities.
Same problem. And just like Hoosh right there, he takes his time and makes a nice pass. I'll tell you what, though, a really, really good rush is coming from Devon Brown, who played at Wake Forest in West Virginia. I like that matchup. I love to see more of it before the game ends. It's the 2nd time now that he's rushed Mark, and he has done very well.
One up blitz on this play.
They
Throw
snuck
back.
Mark back. Darius across the line to the center.
Yeah.
DRC.
It's
too many,
Cannot
isn't it?
do that.
Yeah.
It's 2
Yeah.
pitches.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was great.
Jeff,
well, one of the things that we've all remarked upon over the years now playing AFFL, the reason is that why is the center? Hold on.
Illegal pitch. You're only allowed one during the play. There was one in the backfield, the second one in the front. To be down at the spot where the ball is thrown from, second down.
So Jeff, when you created these rules, again, a lot of us played flag growing up. Did you want trick plays, laterals, and so forth? Did you want to limit it? How many times?
Well,
you would do
we
that?
limited it to one on scrimmage plays because we didn't want it to be the Cal band play, you know, on every play. If you had unlimited pitches, it would would start to look like rugby.
Right.
So we figured the pitch. I love the pitch. I think it's a very exciting play. Like I said, the best teams use it to their advantage really well. But we just wanted to try to retain as much of the look of traditional football as we could.
Darius Davis remains at quarterback here. Let's see what they do.
And Mark goes back again. That's going to be a false start or an illegal shift potentially, unless it's offsides on Blazers, which would be not good for them. Let's see.
Illegal
Yep, lost it
formation
down here.
on the offense. Players were not separated. That would be a loss of down. Third down.
And that's actually a new rule in the AFFL this year, requiring 3 feet of separation between players. And that came from observing what was going on in my son's youth league, where you see all these bunch formations, and they're essentially offensive pass interference, and it's almost uncallable by the referee because they're pick plays, and the only way to sort of defend them is to tell the kids to hold their ground, which creates an awful lot of contact in a flag football game. But when people are that bunched, you either sort of have to back up and get out of their way and then get picked off, or if you hold your ground, which you have the right to do, then there's a tremendous amount of contact.
We were just talking to the refs about that Friday night, as a matter of
No
fact.
blitz.
Good
Good
throw.
Good throw by Axel. Outstanding throw. He's got great accuracy, James.
Yeah, you can throw it. Again, I would have liked to have seen a blitz there. I thought that Devon had a nice matchup. He'd been doing really well. I think that was the time to test yourself out. Send a blitz. You're down 20 anyway. He doesn't do it. You can see there's number 9 fading back
fake.
into a robber spot. Really nice pass.
Puts it on him.
Yeah, again, if you don't have a good rusher, I love that strategy, but I really thought that he was doing a nice job. I would have liked to have seen him try his hand there and see what happened.
And DRC is back on offense.
DRC at Q?
Let's see what they do.
Oh, no, he's
playing center there. Wait, what
He's
is
the
it?
center.
Wait.
So what we were about to talk about was not using the center. The center's not eligible because in a traditional football game, there's 5 targets covered by 7 defenders.
He's at quarterback. How about that? No, it's Axel. It's Axel.
Nice pass.
short.
Good belt show. Good flagpole there at the end. Short on the 1.
But just because the center, it can't be a receiver of the ball, he can be a receiver of a pitch. And so, as we were talking about, all of that optionality, when a player's running downfield, if he has teammates near him to whom he could pitch, that puts an awful lot of stress on the defense.
And yet another former fighting cancer player, Ozled Volsi, on the catch.
Yeah, they're full of those guys, and that's what's interesting about this team, right? That's about 5 or 6 guys that were on the championship-winning team that are now on KOF. So
Volsi, though, has played a lot with these guys, right?
he has. In fact, all these guys have played a lot together. That's why it's not necessarily shocking if you follow the flag football world, but it is obviously different, and it's a huge challenge for Hoosian Fighting Cancer. And again, I think
And yet another touchdown.
right now, Adam, I think if Vegas were handicapping the favorites going to the quarterfinals, KOF would be the favorite, and the back-to-back champions Fighting Cancer would not be.
I would agree with that. That's what I said earlier. I don't think Fighting Cancer is the best team right now. Here's the replay. It was Saxel's yet another touchdown. Walks right in. 36-10 is your score.
And you can see that Mark is respecting the rush of Devon Brown. He respects it. He feels him. He's there. And that's not often that will happen. So maybe a small victory for the Blazers are they have a guy who could rush anybody on that team and work for that for the following season.
Saxel, 14 of 19, 244 and a couple touchdowns here.
Looks like they're going for 2. Is that correct? Yes, they're 3. 2. 2. Home 2.
Saxel pumps, throws,
Good ball.
complete
Oh,
to
good
DRC. Once again, I'll tell you what, with the score, we'll talk about that right when we come back. With the score 37-10, let's take time out. Welcome back. The American Flag Football League round of 16. Adam Kaplan, James DiVirgilio, and Jeff Lewis, the CEO. And Jeff, how about Dominic Rogers-Cromartie all of a sudden playing both sides of the football?
He's played, I think, basically every position on the field right now, right? I think he's lined up at center
For
right
play,
now.
yep.
Stretching the shoulder. But he's made some, obviously, extraordinary athletic plays. You shouldn't be surprised.
Well, the non-route for the touchdown was incredible. Absolutely incredible, James. How about, you know DRC, right?
I do know him a little bit, yeah. Let's see this play here. Oh, TB, a
outside,
rare
yep,
drop.
yep.
Great pass,
He
good
was there.
play.
Right at the line.
I know him enough to know that we had talked in the offseason, and again, he has fallen in love with flag football, and you can see it out here. He keeps himself in great shape. He loves playing the game. He's having a great time. This is a nice play. It's a toss to Darius. Darius, a great arm in his own right, puts this one on the money.
Should have caught it.
And TB, who rarely drops
Terrence
those
Bunning,
passes,
exactly. Who was
drops one there.
So I think that the two areas where you're going to win or lose most of your AFFL games that are competitive are conversions and onside plays. If you have a good playbook for these 5, 10, and 20-yard plays, that is going to be a huge difference maker.
All right, we've reached the 2-minute warning with the score. Kings of Florida 38, Blazers 10. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we're back. 38-10's your score. 2-minute warning here. Kings of Florida under control. Rob Lane going deep. He's got it. Did he get it?
Oh, incomplete.
He did not get possession. He was out of bounds. Wow.
Great effort, though.
Yep.
Yeah,
Great
if he
effort,
would have
no
caught that, first time he had it. Nice little steezy push off here from the wide receiver. Everyone does this. You get away
Here's
with
the
it.
replay, guys.
Let's see if we can take a look at it here at the end. Just a small
He
little
pushed
redirect.
off, by the way. He did push
Oh,
off.
that's
The ref didn't see
that's
it.
never gonna get called. That's clean.
know.
That's
Yeah,
the
right,
professional
right.
redirect.
Yeah.
And
Professional redirect. I like
you
that.
actually
right?
saw Moon Claiborne
Yeah.
again, who played in the NFL as a corner, kind of give him the low 5. That's how you do it at receiver, and he should have had that. He did everything right but secure the catch.
With all respect to Jason Avant, I certainly feel like I saw him give that little
Oh, of course.
move a few times playing with you guys.
They all do it. You know, the guy we played against yesterday that played for the Jets, he did that every time at the top of his route, and that is a good and legal way to create a little bit of separation before you catch the ball.
On a dip. There we go. A couple dips this weekend.
Yeah, they've got themselves a player in Devon Brown. He can rush. He can play receiver. He's a great athlete out there for the Blazers.
First down and goal here for the Blazers. He's trying to close it out here on a winning note.
I don't think that the Kings of Florida were trying to humiliate these guys by going for that onside play. I think they wanted to run that 4th and 20 play, live.
No. Yeah. And no, I certainly don't think the Blazers feel that way either.
And as you were telling us, they did it in the opening round. They did it just about every time after a score, right? Now we're inside the 2-minute warning here, so the clock stops on an incompletion, out of bounds, and so forth.
Yeah, penalty, turnover,
Yep,
anything
everything.
that you
Yep.
see happen in the NFL.
You would have a normal stoppage of play, exactly right. It's at a minute.
The blitz to the duel. There's Devon.
Throws back,
He's throwing,
touchdown.
he's throwing as well.
Nice
Again,
job, nice job.
Nice player there, number 9.
Really excellent
Devon Brown.
execution. Execution. Devon Brown, number 9 for the Blazers. Having a really good game. He's been the story of the game for them. Unfortunately, too many mistakes, the mental errors.
Yeah, he played Wake Forest, West Virginia, NFL camp.
Yep, with the Giants, and Washington. Yep.
You can really see that, Jeff. You know, flag football players have mastered the game, and there's an experience level to that. A lot of these guys are really quick. Maybe they were too small, or they were missing one little thing to be an NFL player. But when you come across a guy who even made it to an NFL camp, there's
What I always say is
always a difference.
if your name was on your back of an NFL jersey, you're a different athlete.
And it's true, and that's no offense to all these great flag football players who are super quick, but at the end of the day, there's a difference in the skill positions in the NFL. Their level of athleticism is just a different level.
This is a different level, and also from a performance standpoint, they do things that others cannot do.
Correct.
Well,
Dominic Rogers-Cromartie would be a great example of that today.
Our colleague Dockery from the podcast, the AFFL podcast that James and Dockery and Michelle Roque co-host, he does these one-on-ones, on YouTube, and he does them against Odell Beckham. He does them against some of the finest players in the NFL. And you were talking with him about kind of the difference, right, between the super high-level guys but just that there is another level there.
Yeah, there is. And a lot of guys, and I get it, a lot of guys you'll talk to, they all have a story. I should have been this or I should have been that.
Right, exactly.
Whatever the case is. But if you talk to guys who actually make it to the league, there's a stratification even in the league, right? You have your superstars, you have your 10-year players, you have your 3-year players, you have your guys who are practice squad guys, you have the guys who make camp. And those are kind of your tiers. And with each tier you step up, it's another level of talent and skill combined. And it's remarkable, again, it's really remarkable how talented these professional athletes are in the sport of football. And the AFFL is in its infancy, I think, in welcoming some guys at that skill level. We're really just at the beginning of seeing who's going to wind up playing this sport in the future.
That ball's picked off by the Kings of Florida. They could just run the clock out here.
Yeah, dominating performance by KOF. They've done nothing, I think, to take away what a lot of people thought was their pre-tournament status as a favorite.
And I got to tell you, folks, Dominique Rogers-Cromartie is the X factor for this football team. There's no question the next round in Houston, Jeff. I cannot wait to see him. And as you said, he loves flag.
Yep.
And he dominated, scored on a bomb, caught plays over the middle.
Had a conversion.
Had 4 flag pulls.
Yeah.
And one of them was incredible.
One of them was
stretch his arm.
super athletic flag pull.
Awesome.
The game of flag football sort of simplifies everything and takes you back to basically everybody being a kid out in the backyard. You guys go down there, we'll throw it to you. And you can see that kind of joy in the face of a lot of these pros who come here and play.
Yeah, and that's what's really fun about KOF is they have so many really good players. It's hard to pinpoint which one matters the most, but they do play the sport the most like a team that's in the backyard playing around, and they're very successful at it.
How do they match up against fighting cancer?
Well, man, I think right now they're more athletic. They have better backfield players if they want to go to handoffs or throwbacks or duels, and they have a better defense. So, I mean, I think they'd win at all phases of the game except for one, and they don't have Hoosh. And I think at the end of the day, Hoosh is still the best quarterback in this game until proven otherwise. I know Mark and others will fancy themselves as the guy, but until you beat Hoosh, it's all
Could be
time.
actually a
7-point touchdown
here. Let's see. There's it back, and that'll do it.
And
That
look at the
will
hustle on
do it.
DRC, by
Yeah,
the way,
yeah.
preventing the touchdown on the last play of the game. He did not let the guy score. Love that.
There's the score. The final score is 38-16. The Kings of Florida, the number 5 seed over the 12-seeded Blazers guys. Again, Dominique Rogers-Cromartie, number 45, as you can see. He clearly has a lot of gas in the tank. It's Adam Kaplan, James D. Virgilio, Jeff Lewis, our founder and CEO of the American Flag Football League. We thank you guys so much for watching. Great game, and I cannot wait to watch the round of 8 in Houston. As you see here, it's Axel, the quarterback, and there's the play to DRC downfield. He's a superstar. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you soon.